The Iqbal Stadium in Faisalabad, the venue for this fourth match in the triangular series between Australia and South Africa. Australia having beaten South Africa and Pakistan already. Just two changes in their side. Glenn McGrath gets his first game in for Damien Fleming, and Tim May in for Gavin Robertson, the young off-spinner who was preferred the first two matches. A first game for Clive Eckstein, the left-arm spinner, and he's in for Tim Shaw. Crook stays in place of the injured Brian McMillan, and Gary Kirsten in for Daryl Cullinan. One batsman for another. A bit surprising that. This is the first ball. Fanie de Villiers to Mark Taylor, and immediately an appeal for LBW. But somewhat stifled. Taylor checks his guard, having just taken it.
Taylor coming forward, hit him on the roll, so a little bit ambitious.
And he's got that one away, past the man at square leg. Three easy runs. Eric Simons, the fielder down there. He's caught. The nick clearly heard. Good catch by Dave Richardson. No first slip. Kepler Wessels away at about third slip. And Mark Taylor, the Australian captain, on his way for four. And an early strike for South Africa.
Dave Richardson having a wonderful series, taking a couple of stumpings, and there a good catch. That one left Taylor just a fraction. So early strike for South Africa.
This is Mark Waugh, preferred again to David Boone at number 3. Merrick Pringle playing in his second straight match. To Michael Slater. Peel for LBW.
Oh no, that looks so straight.
Well, he had a few shouts for LBW in the first match he played against Pakistan.
Well, South Africa have been a bit frustrated. Well, that is as close or as out as I have ever seen. Would have missed leg, would certainly have missed off, and that's all it would have missed.
Not that far forward and just below the roll. Pringle now to Waugh. Nice looking shot. Pace of Derek Crooks able to ensure that it doesn't go to the boundary, but 3. Beautiful timing there. Mid-off just not able to get across to cut it off, and a boundary much needed by Australia. They've been a bit bogged down after losing Taylor early. And again, the timing of Mark Waugh. So strong on the onside. 4 handsome runs.
Very, very classy player is Waugh. Times it and places it perfectly.
Simons hard pressed to cut it off, does well. One for the throw, but Slater's going to have to hurry. Does. 3. Right through him. Peel for a catch at the wicket, but it could have flicked anything on its way through to Dave Richardson. Few words, I think, being said out there.
Frustration in the South African camp.
Bang, 4 runs. If it's up to him, that's where he likes to hit it.
Australians now got used to the slower wickets. That one pitched on about middle, perhaps even middle and off, and worked that through the gap beautifully through mid-wicket.
Another magnificent shot through the covers. That really raced away to the boundary.
Australia beginning to look good now. 38 for 1 now. And Mark Waugh looking in awesome form.
It's all timing. Irrepressible form for Mark Waugh. Hasn't really got going in this series yet.
That one slightly on the up, notwithstanding the fact that it's a slowish wicket. Not as slow as the others have been, though.
Simons packed away through mid-wicket, and minimum effort from the batsman, and that brings up the 50. A good start for Australia despite losing Taylor early on. One more, and if we saw the 50 on the board a moment ago, that's the 50 partnership for the second wicket. Exciting player to watch, Slater, and when he gives it a whack, it really does go.
Awesome form, these Australians. That wasn't that short. Marvelous shot.
Hansie Cronje. Peel for a catch at the wicket, and he's gone. Dave Richardson standing up again to the gentle medium pace of Hansie Cronje, particularly on these slower wickets, but he's done so well. And the second wicket to go down on 69, but a very good 38 from Mark Waugh with 4 fours and from just 57 balls, and a partnership of 63 with Michael Slater.
Mark Waugh just trying to run it down to third man. The shot was on, but didn't quite execute it the way he wanted to. So Hansie Cronje also, together with Dave Richardson, having a very, very good series indeed.
Yes, he's been amongst the runs, and he's taken wickets, and he's contained the batsman. And this is another one. 1 for 12 in his last game from 6 overs. So Slater now has David Boone with him. Well, we've seen him hit 1-4 on the up that has absolutely fled away to the boundary, and there again hitting it on the up. Crashing it to the fence.
And finding the gap well.
Clive Exden's first game in this series. Very good delivery. It was too full to cut, or try and even play the little late cut there. Bowled him. Gave it a bit of flight. Must have dipped. So the third wicket down with 95 on the board. And 28th over, so South Africa have done well to peg back the Australians a bit. But a fine 38 from Slater of 73 balls.
Beaten for flight. You won't see it from this angle, but he's trying to work it to the onside. And Clive Extian will be very happy with that wicket. He's been on the fringes of the team for so long. Deservedly finally getting a chance. You can see that dips in with the arm and then just straightens. Diddle for middle.
Slater was out stumped off Tim Shaw, the other left arm spin in the South African side. Boone just walking through for the single. Takes it to 99 for 3. 30 overs done, so just over 3 runs to the over. Well, Steve Waugh has been in wonderful form. And that'll be 1. And on the fence. And it brings up the 100. Neatly played. It's using the pace of that quicker ball from Extian, opening the face, running it down to third man. Very fine. Nobody obviously in the slip area at this stage. Beating Hudson.
Really an all-round player is Steve Waugh. This man fancies the onside mostly.
Having a full go at that one. 1 bounce, 4 runs. Good hit by David Boone. And Boone realizing that he needs to open up now and advancing down the wicket, playing the shot over the infield. A lovely fielding out there on the boundary, denying him his 4 runs. Gary Kirsten. Good save. Not a great outfield. It's a bit bumpy, so you get the odd bad bounce like there, but Hudson did so well to get his body behind it. Saved a certain 4 runs. Oh, having a go at that one. And he's off stump trimmed by Eric Simons, and Steve Waugh, who made 56 against South Africa and won the Man of the Match award in the first game of this series. Bowled by Simons. And again, a useful 23.
Big wicket this for South Africa. Steve Waugh thought it was in the arc and was going to loft it over mid-wicket. Just seems in just a fraction off the wicket. That's what did him.
48 in 62 balls between him and David Boone for the 4th wicket. Arnie de Villiers. And that one rose a little bit outside the off stump. There's a little bounce there, but there's nobody in the slip area, so Boone gets away with 4 runs.
Boone wasn't quite there, but at this stage of the game, he's going to throw the bat at most things. Quite safe enough.
Watson again in the covers, denying Michael Bevan, one of the young stars in Australian batting. Bevan in only his 9th one-day international. And an attacking player, back over the head of the bowler. It's slog time, and he picked that one up well.
Another confident young Aussie.
Quite a good crowd watching this game, considering that the host country, Pakistan, is not involved. He's so good as this man David Boone, in forcing runs off reasonably good deliveries.
They've been on tour for a couple of weeks now, the Australians in Asia, and they've acclimatized well to the slow wickets. A lot more runs scored on the onside in Pakistan than there are on the off.
Jonty Rhodes can't quite cut it off, so a single to Boone. Gary Kirsten is the sweeper.
Linducker, very early call of weight came from Boone until it was safely past the jack in the box.
Eric Pringle back. Boulder Boone. Up in the air. Oh, and an easy catch for Kepler Wessels, the South African skipper at mid-on. Boone trying to force the pace, not quite there to the pitch of it, and just scooping it up to Kepler Wessels. Another fine innings by Boone that run out in the first match against South Africa. That was Steve Waugh's fault, but this a very useful 43 from 67 balls.
That's a very typical Pakistan dismissal. The ball just holding up a fraction. Boone wanting to work it in the onside, but the ball just not arriving there, pitching on the plum pudding of a wicket. Even Trevor could have caught that.
Must have a television set up there that they being able to watch. Ian Healy, who scored so many valuable runs against South Africa. No ball called. And a bit of a dicey run. I take it when you've already got the single. So South Africa have done quite well to peg back the Australians. To a good start. It looked as though they were going to score well over 200 runs. Bad ball by Pringle, misdirected down the leg side. Only some fine fielding. A save 4, and it might well have been a run out. Fanie de Villiers has got such a marvellous arm. Healy racing to the danger end. Australians conscious of the fact that they've got to turn the ones into twos. It's up in the air. Oh, and a good catch in the end by Hansie Cronje. It looked as though, or is it Fanie de Villiers?
Fanie, it was.
Fanie.
Wonderful catch.
He was backpedaling, looked as though he was going to get underneath it quite comfortably, and then eventually he had to perform all sorts of heroics to get it.
Healy having a slog at the end of the innings, and it looks as though it's going over the top, but Farney is a tall fellow, wonderful hands, and that's one that Trevor Quirk couldn't have caught.
No, it's the second one that I've seen Farney pick up like that, in the same sort of position. I think it was at the Wanderers that he caught a marvellous catch like this. Superb. And Shane Warne now to the wicket. Just didn't get hold of it. He hit it far enough over the head of mid-on. What a good catch. Never took his eye off the ball. Walking across almost to off stump there to get that one away down on the onside. That's a good hit by Bevan. And 4 runs. Not much applause. One can only believe that maybe they're on the side of the underdogs, South Africa. This majority of the crowd.
Big fellow is Bevan. Just yet another of the Australian breed of fine young batsmen.
Bevan backing away, giving himself room to play that one through the covers. Good fielding out there by Hansi Cronje. Time for 3. And this is a little partnership between Warne and Bevan developing into a bit of a nuisance. Difficult to find big totals on these slow wickets. Shot making so difficult. Ball not coming onto the bat. Bad ball, full toss, slashed away. Monty Rhodes out there now. 2 more. So the last over. And Merrick Pringle to Michael Bevan. He's hit 1-4 there off Pringle, and this is another.
Very confidently going over the top. He's done that on a number of occasions. Hitting through the line of the ball. So 206 for 6 now. Similar total to the one that South Africa chased the other day. And again, one that should be within their compass. Near the end.
Harry Kirsten has it in quickly, but 2 more. And so the end of the innings. And Australia ending with 208 for 6. 1 more than they did in the first match of the series against South Africa. And Slater and Waugh putting on 63 for the second wicket, 48 between Boone and Steve Waugh, and then a very valuable 41 for the 7th wicket between Michael Bevan and Shane Warne. Not too bad a performance from the South African bowlers. Hansi Cronje again noticeably economical, picking up 1 wicket, and Extian getting his first match as the left-arm spinner, 1 for 26 from 8. Quiet start again for South Africa. That's the third over. Craig McDermott, the bowler. There is a slip in position, but that was where a second slip might have been. And it's 4 runs for Andrew Hudson.
Shot not totally controlled by Hudson. You see the anxious to look back.
Dermot, who took 3 for 32 against South Africa in the first match. This is a cheeky run. Oh, there's a run out. Oh, goodness me. They were both going, and it was Hudson's call, playing in front of the wicket on the onside. And for how many times have we seen Kepler Wessels send the man back, and he's run out?
Mid-on, so often a dangerous position for a run out, because the batsman who's backing up turns his back and watches the ball. Schoolboys are told at an early age that when it's in front of the wicket, the man who's actually played the shot has the call. You've got to have trust and faith in your partner. And on this occasion, Hudson having started, Kepler Wessels having started, Kepler changes his mind. We haven't seen it there. Shane Warne nearly falling over, but poor Hud has had no chance.
Yes, despite the stumbling there of Shane Warne, Hudson couldn't make it. So if they'd have run instantly as they set off, then no doubt Wessels would have made it. He's involved in far too many run-outs as Kepler Wessels. That's nicely timed. Packed offside field, but he got it through. Glenn McGrath playing in place of Damien Fleming. He's already taken 6 wickets in this tournament. 2 for 39 against the South Africans, and then 4 for 49 against Pakistan. And McGrath's placement being punished here by Kepler Wessels. 1 cover through the offside, 1 4 through the offside rather, and now 1 through mid-wicket. Another fine shot by Wessels. He really is punishing Glenn McGrath.
Kepler Wessels now waiting for the ball to come to him. In the first game, he seemed to struggle with his timing. He was playing at the ball. Now adjusting much better to the slower wickets.
Tim May playing his first game in this series, having placed the young off-spinner Gavin Robinson, who played in the first 2, and May over-pitching there. Too much flight. And through the covers before.
Kepler Wessels, having started slowly, as we've come to expect, finally come to terms with his timing. And a marvellous shot from him.
This might be his 4th boundary, but he's still scoring at only about 40 as a strike rate. And Hansie Cronje, who has proved to be Shane Warne's master on a few occasions, belting him for 4 there. He's the one man in the South African side that has really taken on Shane Warne. Kasim Dokrit, Krish Makadush, the South African president of the United Cricket Board. Just 1 there to Wessels, Warne out on the boundary, but that's the 50 partnership between these two. 57 for 1. But again, 20 overs have been bowled, so still not 3 runs to the over. That'll help. Good shot by Hansie Cronje, hitting with the off spin of Tim May. Oh, up in the air and too easy. And Kepler Wessels out caught off May's bowling for 30. You see it took him 69 balls, strike rate 43. You need to be up around the 70 mark in one-day cricket.
Little top edge there, hitting against the spin. So the statistics will tell us that 30 runs ain't bad, but the problem is, as Trevor was saying, putting pressure on the lower order batsmen.
Partnership of 57 for the second wicket between Wessels and Cronje, but it took 120 balls. It's far too much. Again, putting pressure on the middle order. Jonty Rhodes will feel it. It's the second time he's hit to May well in that direction. Again, only picking up a single for it. Man well posted out there. Almost half the overs gone. A long, long way from the 209 wanted for victory. Forced away. Oh dear. Through the legs of Shane Warne, and a 4 bonus runs there. I think he picked his head up there to see what the batsmen were doing.
Near Shane Warne, that's elementary.
Lapped around by Rhodes, who loves to play that shot. And a little bit of a fumble there by Craig McDermott. And they can turn 1 into 2. Tim May will not be amused with his teammates. It certainly cost him 4 runs in that over. Steve Waugh. Not very elegant, but effective. And 4 runs. Hansie Cronje going in confidence, digging himself out of the hole that he created in England. 98. Not out in the first match against Australia. It just wasn't enough to win that for South Africa. They lost by 6 runs in Lahore. And then he was run out for 21 against Pakistan. Caught by David Boone just alongside the square leg umpire. For once not getting on top of the sweep. And Jonty Rhodes is gone for only 11. South Africa 86 for 3 now.
28 overs already gone. Jotty Rhodes so often works the ball to the onside. He hit that quite well, but David Boone's got very good hands indeed.
Now Gary Kirsten joins Hansie Cronje. Gary Kirsten, normally an opening batsman, with Andrew Hudson and Kepler Wessels, he's had to go down the order. Coming in for Daryl Cullinan, which I find a little bit surprising. Cullinan, the better stroke maker in this sort of cricket.
Well, yes, Trevor, I think he might have come into the team in addition to Cullinan, because South Africa's batting has been thin. They have, in this game, 6 bowlers, and I think the balance might just have been a little bit up a gum tree.
Well, they had a long tail against Pakistan in the second match, and they've got one again here. A little bit lucky there. I think that might have come off the inside edge. A bit of turn for Tim May. And another 50 for Hansie Cronje. That's his 7th, playing in his 54th one-day international. 750 to go with the 112 he made against the Australians at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. And 2 more for Hansie Cronje. He's the informed batsman for South Africa. The others have really been struggling to get going fully on these slow wickets. Kepler Wessels did make 30 today and 33 top score against Pakistan in the second match. Now Craig McDermott back to stem the tide, try and get rid of Hansie Cronje. He's the one they need now. With a misfield again like that, he's going to get a couple more.
120 for 3, 36 overs gone, so South Africa have to go some. The problem is they've lost the top order.
And they've got that long tail. Take that. Well, this is a wonderful sight for South Africa to see Hansie Cronje coming good.
That's a marvellous shot. It's not a hook shot. He's almost played it with a straight bat. That's a pull just wide of mid-wicket.
Down the wicket, but plucked out of the air by Steve Waugh. And the end of Hansie Cronje, that's the one the Australians wanted. He, again, like in the first match between these two sides in this tournament, Hansie Cronje was the man who had to win it for South Africa. He ended up 2 short of his 100 and ran out of partners, as it were, in time. But he is the man who had to carry South Africa to victory again, and now he's gone. But he's 64 from 93 balls with 5 fours. Another fine effort.
Yeah, because of the slow start, he was having to take chances, and sooner or later, even a man as classy as Hansie Cronje is going to go wrong.
Now, Dave Richardson promoted up the order ahead of Eric Simons, who had to bat 6 in the last game. Now, Richardson finds himself 6, and Richardson has made some very useful contributions for South Africa, but I think even he would accept that in this sort of one-day hit-and-bash stuff, he is definitely a number 8 or number 9. Glenn McGrath, his first match in this series. Bad ball down the leg side. I saw Kepler Wessels punish him for 3-4s earlier in his bowling spell, and now Dave Richardson does so.
Got what it deserved.
Playing right across it. Oh, he had no chance there, really. He was square on in front of his stumps. And Richardson out, LBW for 10. Credit to him, though. He made those runs off only 13 balls.
No doubt about that one. Even the faithful down in Port Elizabeth would give that.
Now Eric Simons. Simons, Crooks, Pringle, Eckstein, de Villiers. Dear me. Not a hell of a lot of batting. Ali Bacher there also. It's all the big brass from South Africa. Kasim Dockrit is president of the Natal Cricket Union. Krish Makadush, president of the United Cricket Board of South Africa. And Ali Bacher, the managing director. Big 2. So 60 runs wanted from 46 balls. That's quite a tall order. And with only Gary Kirsten as a recognised top-order batsman left, that's a bonus full toss from War that goes for 4 runs. I'll bowl him. Oh, McGrath's come in for a little bit of stick. But my goodness me, that was a good one. Going round the wicket to the left-hander, right in the slot.
Gary Kirsten has a weakness as far as his backlift is concerned. His backlift is very, very late. And on this occasion, I think that's what did him. Slightly quicker ball from McGrath coming round the wicket. And Kirsten was still almost on the way back by the time it came through.
Good little innings of 24 from 44 balls by Gary Kirsten, under a lot of pressure to try and get things going.
Just look how late his backlift is. The ball's through before he gets there.
Well, now, the last of the recognised batsmen gone. Derek Crooks, so they say, is an all-rounder. Well, he's made a few good 50s for Natal, but at this level, one wonders whether one can really classify him as an all-rounder from a batting point of view. That's not a bad shot at all. Very good pickup there on the boundary. Good hit. One bounce, 4. He played quite nicely for, was it the 10 or 13 that he made in the first match that he played in, which was against Pakistan, the second match of the series that South Africa competed in.
Good strike, follows through nicely.
Good clean hit by Derek Crooks. Shane Warne. Oh my. I've seen that happen before to Eric Simons. Charged down the wicket, a wild swing, and Simons bowled. And South Africa really in a hopeless situation now. Plenty of spin there. He's 11 from 18. And 176 from 7 now. And unfortunately for South Africa, not many overs left.
Well, this is the desperate nonsense that comes at the end of an innings when the top order have been too slow.
What else can you do? 4s would hardly be enough. 6s are the thing needed. Remember that Australia rose from that 178 for 6 because of that very spirited 41-run partnership for the 7th wicket between Bevan and Warne. But Bevan, a recognised batsman, and he made most of those with his 38 or 36 not out. One can only hope that from a South African point of view, that Merrick Pringle, who is a good slogger sometimes, not a bad eye, well, I don't know whether he'll be able to sort Shane Warne out. Oh, he's not going to have much opportunity, because it was as simple as anything. You can't expect Merrick Pringle to read Shane Warne, and he got the old flipper there, and that was enough.
Comics are tough enough.
First ball.
You see how the flipper comes in through the air, and that what has done so many players. One can say about Merrick Pringle, he tried to get onto the front foot, but classy bowling from Shane Warne. This now really is just a formality.
So Clive Extian comes in. Remember his heroics in Sri Lanka, where he batted for hours with Jonty Rhodes to save South Africa in a 5-day test match. And he makes hundreds for his club side, does Clive Extian. He's on a hat-trick now, though. Cultured enough looking shot to prevent it. McDermott charging into Crooks, and again Crooks cracks him away for 4 runs. Another good clean hit by Derek Crooks. .29 from 16 balls. Well, if you had 6 wickets in hand and some really class batsmen at the wicket, that might just be on. It's a pretty tall order.
Barry Richards and Viv Richards, perhaps.
Graham Pollock. Hits well again, though. Needs to keep the strike. Bit of a misfield will help. Dermott, such a good bowler to have at this stage. Cleaned up the South Africans in the first match, 3 for 32, took 2 for 34 against Pakistan. Australia on course for a 3rd win in a row here. Well, again, how can one really blame him? I think the way you've got to try and play Shane Warne is you've got to try and hit him inside out, over the covers, playing with the spin. Trying to do that, you're going to be beaten for sure.
Yes, Trevor, I think that's right. But also, if you've got a chance at coming down the wicket, there's no point in running straight down the wicket or even to leg, as Simons did. You've got to just angle yourself towards the off stump and overcorrect if necessary. I mean, this is like a cake veer from Simons, except the shot was a little better than Simons, although they both missed.
Oh, we saw the Pakistanis walking across to outside their off stump and being able to manufacture shots. Where did that go, Farney?
Got the ball to sweep.
situation. Quite hopeless for South Africa. He doesn't even bother to turn around. Healy has got the bails off, and 3 stumpings for Ian Healy, and 4 wickets in a matter of 6 balls for Shane Warne to rout the South African tail, and all out for 186. Victory by 22 runs to Australia. They've won all 3 of their matches now. South Africa have lost all 3, are in dire straits. And but for Hansie Cronje and maybe Kepler Wessels, he's 30, and a spirited 24 from Gary Kirsten, and indeed from Derek Crooks, 20 from 19 balls. Another woeful batting performance by South Africa, chasing a moderate total. They failed by 6 runs against Australia in the first match when chasing almost the same target, and here they have failed by a greater margin by 22 runs. Hansie Cronje, man of the match, not only for his fine batting of 64 but some tight bowling, and Australia enjoying a wonderful series, and South Africa